Hey everyone, it's David with davidspassage.com, and I'm here in the Allegheny National Forest, about 5 miles from where we started. I didn't shoot yesterday because it rained, and it was raining, and my camera that I use isn't waterproof, so I wasn't able to do that. But we did see some really cool things coming in on our hike here, and wow, I'd say for half the night it was torrential downpour where we were at here. We hiked in on the North Country Trail into the Minister Creek recreation area, and we came in. We got just about six of us that were able to make it for this trip, and just set up camp. Got firewood, which was pretty tough. I mean, it had been raining all day here, and so everything was really soaked. We actually had to find some stuff that was more dry in the middle and split it, and so we got enough wood going for a fire to cook our food on, but not much else after that. And the rest we just threw up under my tarp so it'd stay dry. Hung our bear bags up. Just hanging our food bags up so we can get them off the ground and get them away from raccoons and the bears in the area. Hiking in, we did see some bear scat, and we didn't see any last time I was here. 2 times ago I'd see some bear scat, but this last time we saw some scat of a small black bear, it looked like. Bugs weren't really bad, although right now they're starting to come out a bit. The mosquitoes are kind of coming out, and it is a beautiful morning, minus the fact that everything is soaking wet. But I stayed nice and dry under my hammock and my tarp. And that, my friends, is what I slept next to all night long, that sound. That's why I love this. And here's our trusty North Country Trail markers right there. Here's sort of my setup from last night. I'm going to try to talk a little quiet because some of the guys are still sleeping. It's only like 6:30 here. But I'll tell you what, someone asked, I was wondering how I did my tarp and my ridge line and all that, if it would keep me dry, and kind of seemed to indicate by doing this I'd get kind of wet, but this is, maybe on some other tarps it does this, but this ridge line's completely dry right there. This part's soaking wet. Also my hammock line, it's all wet here, but this I think stopped it and kept it really dry. None of this got wet at all, and so all that's real dry. So if you're thinking about hammock techniques and wondering, will this get you wet? Well, it didn't get me wet, but all right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Whoa. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, today's
Twinkie.
What's that?
A good old Twinkie.
That's right. They just came back on the shelves too recently.
Yeah.
Trying something a little different for this windscreen. I actually just took a aluminum cookie sheet from just your big box store and cut it down, fold it over the sides to round it out. This is sort of a windshield. It seems to be working pretty good. Look at that tree. That is just so cool. I just love this place. It's like an outdoor playground. Disneyland. I'd rather be here than Disneyland, to be honest with you. Gotta kind of watch my footing while I film this. We left our packs back at camp along with our camp setup. Last year we ran into some fellas that come here every year, and they said it's a pretty nice area, pretty safe to do that. So we're doing a day hike around the Minister Creek Loop, they call it, the Minister Creek Recreation Area, and this is probably the highlight of the trip, to be honest with you. You're gonna get to see some pretty awesome stuff once we get in the higher elevations. So just doing a day hike. We're gonna loop around back. I think it's probably hike about 5-6 miles today. Hike around back, and then and the day up where we camped last night. Got everything hung up so we could get it dried out today. And for the rest of the week, it's only supposed to be a 10% chance of rain. So Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. A little muddy spot here. We'll get everything dried out today.
That is pretty sweet.
There's some up ways. Look at it. It's just like an octopus hanging on there. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, let's get on.
Last night we had a ton of lightning.
There's leaves on it too. There's leaves up there from it.
Yeah, fresh, green.
That might have got it last night then. Maybe
That discolored might just be the heat mark.
That could be.
Yeah, it could.
That might have got it last night.
Yeah.
That's pretty fresh. That was a nice big cherry tree too.
Everyone, moment of silence
There's
for
about
the
2 grams
tree.
gone.
Moment of silence for the tree.
This is Carl the Third.
Carl the Third.
Yeah.
What kind of salamander that is? Yes, that it is. If you're watching this video, and you saw the one we did last year from Allegheny National Forest, got a log there. One of the things you'll notice, there is so much more green here this year. Last year we had sort of a drought, and all these ferns, all this underbrush wasn't here. It's pretty cool. Makes the trail a little hard to see ahead sometimes.
I think it sounds boring, but I think you do a very interesting job. Beautiful.
This is.
Oh, you will okay.
Yeah, when you get up here and you can look over, you can start already see the outline of the ridge over there. You get a feeling of accomplishment just walking up there.
Yeah, sure do.
The Allegheny Forest sometimes, especially while it's wet, reminds you so much of almost like a tropical rainforest.
It is very humid too, isn't it?
Back out this way.
I don't know if it would.
You know, that probably, look at how dry it is on that ground up there. That probably would have been an okay place to sleep if you had a ground mat last night.
Yeah, no too.
I would.
You hear the bats?
Wait here, just a second. I heard water.
Oh, you heard water?
I heard.
Scream or something in there. See if... Oh, you're speaking their language. Is there a bear in there?
That scared me.
Wow, that sounds pretty deep, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like, it sounds like it's.
Let's tie some paracord to one of their feet.
Yeah, you guys go in. We'll put the bear bell on you, and if we hear the bell stop, it's like the priest, right?
That's right.
We'll pull you out with the paracord.
Alright, that's fine now.
I'm pretty sure that's what Dave said last year.
What's that?
I mean, when we're gonna hike to deer camp, we're going right up on over that ridge and down, right?
Yeah, we like
Thunderstorm might have been a little bit more intimidating up there.
That's true too. Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Yeah, I think I mean, for lightning to hit us, there was a lot of trees that would have to go through, you know.
My top.
Holy cow. That is so cool. Like
Go like right here.
I'm actually climbing.
Remember how old that tree is?
I wouldn't say too old. I mean, it's 50, 60 years.
Oh, yeah.
You guys see these veins
Yeah.
in the rock? What do you think that is?
probably pop the cap off.
Makes you wonder, Dave, because you look at it.
And then it's
Look
got
at
this almost gravel quartz type of
And
stuff.
that. You'd think it was,
During the flood?
I was thinking underwater.
Yeah, because it's almost empty.
Oh well, we know it was at one point. You see that with the little antennas?
What? Is that snail? Snail? Snail.
Yep.
Snail.
Look at the little. It's a itty bitty snail on that big giant rock. It's Wednesday. We stayed tonight at a place called Sheriff's Run, or last night rather. But it has been. It's been overcast and rainy. Well, you know, for the last couple days. So I haven't been able to shoot a whole lot of video because we have been wet. And luckily this morning we were able to get our stuff packed away. So I apologize for not shooting our campsite last night or anything like that. It was really a nice spot, beautiful out here. But my camera's not waterproof, so you gotta kind of be careful with it. All in all, yesterday I think we did, probably 10 or 12 miles with that Minister Creek Loop and all that. So today we're heading to deer camp, which is only about 4 miles away. We're gonna camp there and stay there for the day. Last night I got down into the high 40s and nobody wanted to get out of bed this morning, including me. And I brought this stuff to stay warm. It was cold, no matter what stuff I brought. So, we'll see how it goes today. The sun's out, finally, which is really cool. But we're pretty much walking through this. This is our trail. I keep checking myself for ticks. We haven't had any ticks and barely any mosquitoes, which has been really, really nice. My crew up there. But it's kind of felt like a rainforest with the way things have been wet. How much? One of the guys with us this week owns a sawmill, and that bridge we just walked over said it was about $5,000–6,000 worth of wood if you could have taken it out and dried it and sold it, because it was made of curly maple, and said it was probably about $5,000 or $6,000 worth of wood right there that they just used for a footbridge. And same with some of the Allegheny cherry. Allegheny cherry wood is very, very expensive wood for people buy to make furniture with, that sort of thing. I don't know if you can even buy it anymore, Allegheny cherry, but cherry wood in general is real expensive. And they just make bridges out of it out here because that's what falls over, and they just, you know, recycle what nature provides, which is pretty cool. So.
He's gonna run right out of my hand. He's fast. Steve.
Oh, wow.
We used to have those in our
Steve,
basement.
this one's Steve, is it?
Apparently.
Yep, different color. Steve
Steve the first.
Steve the first. We've seen a lot,
Oh, that was cool. Did you catch that?
a lot of Carls.
You got some air.
Yeah, you did for a little guy.
I'd like to hook you up to
I'd like this.
a hook.
Pike
and-
fish.
Yeah, get us a nice big old dinner out of you.
That'll be useful.
Well, we made it to our spot here. Set up camp. The boys have been fishing some rusty crayfish out of the river, and we're gonna cook them up for dinner. I brought some shrimp ramen. I'm gonna have some crayfish with my shrimp ramen.
Yeah. No, honestly, I mean, the food hasn't been all that bad.
Wow.
I have
Really? Wow. I have these really thick arm-length gloves. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Well, we're off again. It's Thursday. We're heading from Hunter's Camp back to I think it's called Triple Fort Camp. Last night it got real cold again, and probably into the low 40s. When you come into this area, if you look at the weather, whatever the weatherman says, if you park in one of these valleys, it's going to get colder, so you got to be prepared for it. One of the things I was able to do this time that was a little bit different was I took my little survival blanket and kind of a multi-purpose item. I use it for ground covering and whatnot, but I was able to rig it up as an underquilt. And it got down into the low 40s last night, and it really made a difference from the night before. The night before I didn't have it, and I woke up shivering. So I think it helped block a little bit of the wind and the Mylar Reflectix helped keep my body heat in check. So it was a pretty good night overall. It's kind of a neat indication people really take care of their trail out here. SCA 2013. It's real nice to have people that kind of maintain these trails, and that's something I really like about the North Country Trail. People do a good job maintaining it. Taking a little break here. Just got done with I don't know, probably a 6-mile stint. Stopped for lunch a bit, but we're really tired, so we're just sort of gonna take a 5-minute break here. And by the end of the day, probably put in about, I don't know, 12 miles, 15 miles with our packs on. Not bad. Not bad at all, but we are tired, and I'm really looking forward to Golden Corral later. But it's been a really beautiful day. But it's been a lot of work.
What is that?
That is the strangest thing.
Have you ever seen such a bug? That is so cool. I don't know. Definitely cool.
But definitely weird.
Alright. You ready?
Kind of creepy.
Kind of creepy, yep.
Yeah.
Second.
We made it. Thank you guys so much for sort of tagging along on this little venture, a week in the Allegheny National Forest, North Country Trail, Minister Creek Loop. Now we're going to find the nearest Golden Corral.